Hello, everybody, and welcome to Agree to Disagree. A special episode today, our first episode with sports back. Yes, you've heard that right. It's been a long time coming.
Weren't sports back for our last episode?
I mean, like with NBA, NHL officially.
Okay, with a lot of sports.
This is the first official one.
And WNBA. Don't forget the WNBA.
The WNBA. This is our first one with back after nearly a 5-month hiatus. We are here. I'm joined by, of course, Jack Casello and Aidan Chard. Guys, how we doing?
Fantastic, absolutely.
You are right, though. No, we have not done many Zoom episodes with sports because we started after sports were canceled, didn't we?
Yes, when we were in quarantine.
What a long way we've come from quarantine, from sports being suspended, our show, to now with more sports coming back. It's been a great feeling. It's a great time, like I said, to be alive if you're a sports fan. Just a great to have a season. So our lineup today will be, of course, recap of sports coming back, our NFL list, top 50, 52, 41, I believe, and winners and losers. So let's start off with the MLB, if you guys don't mind. What just happened, Aidan?
No, I heard that too.
Your audio just spiked randomly.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. My volume's actually not that high. So yeah, let's start off with baseball. I know you guys want to go first, Aidan, especially you.
I actually really don't want to talk about baseball right now. As of right now, the Red Sox are losing 5-1 when I came in here to the Rays, which, I mean, I can't be surprised about. The Rays do look good, but they haven't looked particularly great this season. No, it's been an interesting season so far. I mean, like, the Yankees, everyone knew were going to be good. The Dodgers, everyone knew were going to be good. But I mean, the Orioles are they still technically second place in the East right now?
They're 5-3 right now, and they're playing the Marlins. It's 0-0.
I just don't.
They swept the Rays, by the way.
And it's ridiculous. But no, I mean, as a Red Sox fan, this season has been going terribly, worse than I could have imagined. Eovaldi has been our only good pitcher. We've had good performances in different games by different batters, but nobody is, outside of our first game, no one's really kind of, those good games haven't lined up with each other. So it's been hard to watch, but I have been having fun watching the season. This is my first time playing fantasy baseball, so I'm a little bit more invested in the other games. My pitchers have really been holding me afloat. I did lose my first game by 1 point. And I'm really mad about that. So that's been baseball for me. How about for you guys?
Yeah, well, for me, it's pretty much similar to you. The season for the Mets is off to a disappointing start. They had a very tough beginning. They had to play the Braves 7 of their first 11 games, around something like that. So it was not a good situation. Currently, right now, they are losing 5-3 to the Nationals. And the Mets, everything's just gone wrong. They lost 2 of their starting pitchers, and Noah Syndergaard and Marcus Stroman. DeGrom has been pretty much the only bright spot, along with a couple hitters. Yesterday, Cespedes opted out of nowhere randomly. They couldn't find him at first, and he just
that was the funniest.
Yeah, I was laughing at it. I was like, of course, when I heard that he's opting out, I was just dying. I was like, of course you are.
And people were mad at the Mets for the statement they released, weren't they?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, they were.
For basically shaming him for not showing up.
Yeah. But also the MLB, I'm happy that it's back. I don't think it's going to be around for that much longer. It's sad, as much as it hurts me to say this, because the Marlins have had tons of COVID warnings. There's been a ton of games that have been postponed, and just more teams, I feel, are postponing their games. I feel it's only a matter of time. I think the MLB has definitely been ran the worst ever since returning. I definitely think they should have done where they all stay on one location. I think
a bubble is
necessary. Has easily been ran the best in this situation.
Well, I mean, it's been proven in other. I'm sorry if I interrupted anybody. The bubble has been proven to be a beautiful effect. Recently, today or yesterday, the NHL came out saying zero positive tests for, I believe, the last week or two. which is shown. I mean, you got leagues like the NBA and NHL who've prepared well for this. And the MLB, who I think have had horrible guidelines, I think going into the season has been pretty bad. I just feel like baseball has been the most unprepared. And Aidan, you mentioned this last week, as bad as horrible as the bubble idea sounded in Arizona and Florida, I think it would have been the best option now looking at it.
There are a few things to say on that. First of all, I mean, you can definitely see why baseball is the least prepared, seeing as the owners and the players couldn't come to an agreement, and the only reason we're having a season is because Rob Manfred was like, we're having a season, whether you like it or not. It was barely even planned. And all of the burden of preventing an outbreak is on the players themselves, not the team, not the staff, not the league. But what I think this is actually obviously it's not good for the pandemic and it's not good for baseball, but it's good for sports in the future, because I think that the NFL is going to see this and they're going to realize how well the NBA is doing and how poorly the MLB is doing. And this is going to be their kind of wake-up call to say, hey, we might need to do a bubble, or at least a hub city type thing like what the NHL is doing. Do you guys think an NFL bubble could even work?
Yeah, that's going to be tricky, I feel.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Also has so many more players like on each roster. They got 60 guys almost per roster, and large coaching staffs.
Well, then what about like, think about it the way the NHL is doing, split it NL and NFC and AFC. Sorry.
Yeah, that could work.
And take out the games that are against the other conference.
Yeah, and then just the Super Bowl. That could work.
That could be fun, actually.
Yeah, it's like NFL versus AFL, then they meet in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I was gonna even say like every division to have their like own field, their own like hub city, like you said, Aidan. I mean, the NFL. Here's the thing with the difference between the NFL and the MLB. At least the NFL, they're not playing every day. They're playing once a week. Well, granted, there's one game on Thursday, one game on Monday. They're really playing on Sunday. They have every day to test these players.
Yeah.
But they're not as flexible, I feel like, as the MLB is. Like, they don't have that much.
That is definitely true. You don't have flexibility because the difference between a 7-day week and a 6-day week is very, very obvious in the NFL.
Yeah. They kind of could make it work, though. Like, do you guys remember, like, they don't have as many of them anymore? Remember, like, the old arena football leagues? They should play in, like, those kind of stadiums.
Those are shortened stadiums, aren't they? They're not full 100 yards.
No, I'm just saying, like, those kind of things. Like, they got to play in, like a bubble like that, like in a little arena.
It would definitely be difficult because, like you guys are saying, you can't do, like, a Friday, Saturday, Sunday schedule because they all need to play on the same day for rest reasons.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Also, well, now I want to switch this over to the NBA. I think the NBA has been absolutely nothing short of spectacular since it's returned. The bubble was a phenomenal idea. I love what they did with like the electronic fans, and they have like the virtual fans. I think that's cool. They use sounds from 2K. It's not close to like an environment of actual fans, but it works. The games are still competitive, and I feel nobody's been tested. And hopefully, outside of Sweet Lou Chicken Wings Williams, hopefully there'll be no more scares in terms of the coronavirus.
Yeah, I mean, the NBA has made a spectacular return. The Jazz, Pelicans on Thursday, Clippers, Lakers just showed us. Give us a glimpse of what the NBA is going to be. How great the games were. You even got to see the Lakers and Raptors, the Heat and the Nuggets. A few games, to name. The NBA is playing this really well. It's really glad to see this type of NBA action come back. The NBA action that we've missed and that we've all needed. Granted, the Clippers lost today, which that's why I made that face earlier, and the Orioles gave up a run to the Marlins. But But I'm happy that basketball is back. It's a lot of teams have changed their form. The Rockets, for example, have looked really good before the pandemic, before the shutdown.
They were going downhill fast.
Lost to the Knicks, but now they look like a new team. Their small ball lineup could be a huge factor for them after all.
And maybe one of the biggest surprises, the Nets. Not only did they win a game, but they beat the Bucks.
Yeah,
with the G League team.
And Jamal Crawford,
a coach they haven't practiced under. Yeah. That's the most impressive part to me, the fact that they fired their head coach during the pandemic, now have a new head coach and manage to beat the Bucks. That's incredible.
Yeah. Also,
I
want to add another thing. Dean said about the Houston Rockets and how like their small ball lineup could work. I now really want to see Houston in the first round. I want to see them go up against Denver, but Denver's been playing giant ball and Houston's been playing small ball.
That could be interesting.
That could be so exciting.
That could be very fun to watch.
It's like Nikola Jokic will have to be guarded by James Harden because he's like their point guard.
I will say, I was watching the Celtics game earlier. The Celtics lost to the Heat. I think it was 112 to 106. The Celtics, especially at the end, were not shooting well. Tatum has been off. Kemba has been just okay. But it definitely made me open my eyes. I mean, I think the Heat could legitimately be a team to watch in the East. I think they're off to a strong start since the restart. I think they look very good. That's just me. I mean, they demolished the Nuggets and they barely lost to the Raptors. So
yeah, they didn't. No, the Heat looked good.
They definitely could climb into the third seed, take it from the Celtics. They're currently, I think, a game and a half back from us. So
yeah. I still think they need another year of experience, and I think they need one more piece. Maybe I think that if Giannis is going to leave Milwaukee, I think Miami is the best place to go.
Giannis isn't leaving Milwaukee. No, not.
I know for a fact, and I think everybody does. There's definitely tampering going on in that bubble.
Oh yeah,
100%.
A super team will be formed in the coming years because of this bubble.
I think a super team. It also could be not necessarily tampering, but kind of conversation. The way that LeBron and the super team down in Miami was formed, kind of just like everybody saying, "Hey, we're all going to go to this team when we're free agents."
Yep. Hopefully they're like, "You want to go to the
next?" Pick a name out of a hat. Oh, we're going to go to the Magic. Let's make the Magic the new super team.
Another team that's looked good that we haven't talked much about or given credit to, even when we were in Ithaca, was the Toronto Raptors. The Toronto Raptors are starting to heat up right now, and they also look good.
Definitely.
Even the Pacers, TJ Warren is coming out of nowhere and putting up points every game.
Stud. You see, yesterday the TJ Warren was a beast. The Clippers set a franchise record for 3-pointers.
Yes.
25. You see, LeBron threw some shade at Kawhi Leonard. He's like, in his interview, he's like, Kawhi was not the only reason the Raptors won the championship.
I mean, I think the Raptors definitely have a chip on their shoulder. Everyone was saying Kawhi carried them, and it was just because of him. And they're going out and showing everyone we're still a really good team without him.
Yeah,
we needed him to get us over the hump, but we're not bad.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
This isn't like a LeBron with the Cavs situation where LeBron carried the team and the coach on his back.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they play team ball.
Anyways, Dean, you want to give us a quick little rundown of what's happening in the NHL?
The NHL is back. What I love about the NHL is, it's the league that has the most parity. It's the league that's the most unpredictable, and we've seen that the last few games. Especially the opening night has not been a disappointment. The Montreal Canadiens beating the Pittsburgh Penguins, which is a beautiful sight to see. Little bias there, not really, but just a little. The NHL is just like the NBA. They're another league that's handled it really well. They also came well prepared. I love the setup, the virtual fan screen, the LED screens of the scores and live recaps of every other game and the game going on now. The goal horns they try to use for every team to make it feel like they're home. I love the way that the NHL is playing this. I love the way that the games have gone about, and I love how the NHL continues to be the most unpredictable league in sports. Fun fact in the NHL, statistically, the best team does not win. Aidan, I don't want to throw shade at you, but ask the Boston Bruins from last year.
No, that's fair. I remember watching that. I didn't pay too much attention to the season, but I remember, watching the playoffs and just kind of seeing the ups and downs of our team and kind of being like, we're clearly the best team here, but we're so inconsistent.
Yeah.
That's the case with a lot of
20 Stanley Cup champions.
Oh, You're lucky I'm not the loser of the week. I would have put Jack Casello as my loser of the week for picking the Rangers to get past the Carolina Hurricanes, even though they're down 2-0 in the series.
Hey, man, anything is possible.
Oh, NHL is the most unpredictable sport. Even adding on to the Blues, they were fun. They were actually the worst team to start off the season last year, and then they won the cup. It just goes to show anything can happen in the NHL. You can start off really bad, but end up the champions.
Facts. But Dean, honestly, I should be your loser of the week. Everything's happened. The Mets are terrible. Cespedes opted out. C.J. Mosley of the Jets. Jets now lost their two best defenders going into next season. He's out.
I have winner of the week, so I'll be a nice guy and not do it to you this week.
Yeah. I honestly am I have two losers. I'm one of them.
I'm also a loser here. Boston sports are.
Yeah.
All right. Shall we move on to the NFL?
Should move on.
Yes.
You could give a little preview of what we're about to do too, because we haven't told anyone, have we?
So for those, none of you know by now, none of the viewers know. We're doing an NFL top 50 list week by week. Each row we're going to do like from, let's say this week, I believe 50 to 41 and then 40 to 31. We're going to do each week 10 from the top 50.
Yes.
I probably messed that up a little bit, but you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. And also, guys.
A week for the next 5 weeks.
Yeah. And for the viewers listening, because unfortunately, with the bad weather, Noah lost power and internet, so he's going to give his top 50 for 50 to 41 on our Instagram page. So be ready for that and check that out.
He'll send that up as soon as he gets service. He might even have it up before we have this episode up.
Yeah,
who knows? But yeah, Dean, who's going first?
Here, this is your idea. I think it's only right that you started off.
Me?
You want me to start it off?
No, Aidan.
Oh, okay.
All right. I will
Take it away,
say.
Aidan.
I was reading this list to my dad, and he pointed out it was a little bit biased, especially once we got to the top 20. But for now, just bear with me. So my number 50. I'm starting with 50. I'm going to go down. I have someone who he is the biggest mover on this list by far. I have Kyler Murray. I am a big believer in Kyler Murray. He won Rookie of the Year last season and is still somehow underrated. People don't think he can lead that Cardinals team. I think there's a chance. I think there's a very good chance the Cardinals could win the division next season. And that's in a stacked NFC West.
Yeah. I don't think he deserved that Rookie of the Year, though.
He might not have, but
Josh Jacobs or A.J. Brown.
But he was very good. But he was very good.
He didn't deserve it, but he still played.
I was definitely shocked when he won it.
Yeah, I'll say this. Josh Rosen didn't do anything for the Cardinals, and Kyler Murray did.
Yeah, at least Kyler Murray brought the athleticism and the mobility to Arizona that Rosen didn't have.
Yes,
Kyler Murray is a lot like Deshaun Watson. He just needs to nail down that accuracy.
And he's just a little short.
Yeah.
So at 49, I have last season's first-team All-Pro linebacker, Demario Davis. I think he got snubbed in the rankings this year. I think he was in the 80s. Definitely way too low. 48 got our Cowboys representation, Amari Cooper.
Ooh.
47, Minka Fitzpatrick. 46, a big drop from his actual ranking is Von Miller. I thought that he was ranked way too high for someone who has seen his sack totals drop over the past few seasons. He has not been as elite since his Super Bowl MVP. He's still great, though. I mean, 45, Dean, you're going to be mad at. You'll think he's too low. I got Tre'Davious White.
Hi.
44, we got a breakout player from last season, Shaq Barrett. 43, Mark Ingram. 42, another big riser. I got Larry Fitzgerald. And I think he kind of goes hand in hand with Kyler Murray, regardless of the fact that DeAndre Hopkins is there. I think Larry Fitzgerald is always a top 50 player, regardless. Like, if he can do it with Carson Palmer and Josh Rosen, he can do it with Kyler Murray. And last one at number 41, we got Aaron Jones. The first of 3 Aarons on my list.
Nice.
You want to
So
go next?
aside from Tre'Davious White, what do you guys think?
Besides the Tre'Davious White, of course, you know how biased I'm going to get. It's a pretty good list. I'm not going to lie. I do like your list. I really do, especially the Kyler Murray pick. That was the one I was waiting to hear.
Yeah.
I think DeAndre Hopkins is going to elevate his game as well.
Yeah. You have a lot of people that I would have in these areas. So starting with number 50, I have Mark Ingram. Last year, he was a top 10 rusher in the NFL. He made the Pro Bowl. He's turning 30 years old. They drafted another back. I think his numbers are going to have a slight dip, but hopefully he can still be pretty good. At number 49, I'm going to go with Jimmy Garoppolo. Led his team to the Super Bowl, but his abilities were questioned at times in the playoffs. He really wasn't utilized. They just ran the ball a lot, and when crunch time came, he really didn't deliver. I think this year he's going to step up and he's going to get better as he plays going into hopefully his full second 16-game season. Hang on. My next number 48 on my list is going to be Shaq Barrett. I think he's going to have he was led the league in sacks last year, but I do think he's going to have a bit of a drop off because he's never had a season like that before. I don't think that's going to.
You can't match that again. No way.
That's going to be a little bit of a fluke. At number 47, I have Darius Leonard, one of the best tacklers in the game on the Indianapolis Colts. The only reason he's this low for me is because his durability was a question last year because he really couldn't stay on the field. But when he's on the field, he's one of the most deadliest linebackers in the game. At number 46, I got Dakota Prescott. He will be playing for a contract this season, and he needs to step up and get the Cowboys back to the playoffs. Number 45, I actually have another Dallas Cowboy. It's not different. Unlike Aidan, though, it's not Amari Cooper. I'm going to go with Michael Gallup, who I think I like Michael Gallup. I like Michael Gallup a lot. I think he was very good last year. He finished with around 1,150 yards, and he missed 5 games during the season. I honestly believe if he was healthy for the whole 16 games, he probably would have been in the Pro Bowl. So I think if he can stay on the field, he is going to be a huge, huge piece for the Cowboys. Number 45, I got Minka Fitzpatrick, just like Aidan. I think last year he was easily one of the most improved players. He was a finalist for Defensive Player of the Year. And it's time for him to prove that wasn't a fluke and that he can maintain being one of the best safeties for years to come. At number 44, I think, 44. I lose track of the numbers. I'm just going to give my people. I'm going to go with Mark Andrews. Last year, Mark Andrews, in my opinion, became the 4th best tight end in the NFL. He has a great chemistry with Lamar Jackson, and I think he's only going to get better, especially now with Hayden Hurst gone. Expect him to get more touches. At number 43, or I don't know, I got 2 more, so I guess not. At number 43, I'm going to go with David Bakhtiari, left tackle of the Green Bay Packers. In my opinion, he is the best left tackle in the game, but I just feel, okay, Armstead?
Maybe.
I think David Bakhtiari, to my opinion,
Bakhtiari is incredible. I can't say you're wrong, but I can disagree.
Yeah, Bakhtiari, in my opinion, I think is the best left tackle in all of football. But I feel like in these lists, and I kind of agree with them, you got offensive linemen aren't usually just as high. And I think especially this year, he's in a contract year, so I expect him to have a big, big season to get his money. And finally, the last person on my list in the middle here, and it really shocks me that I'm going to put him here because normally, and if I was doing this in any other years past, I'd probably have him a lot higher. My final person is Jedevian Clowney. Last year was a very disappointing season for him, only 3.5 sacks, and he was playing for a contract, and he really didn't prove himself. And this year, he's still not on a team. He's got to find out where he's going to end up, and he's got to prove that he is one of the best pass rushers in the entire NFL.
Yes.
I like it.
I like it.
I don't have any complaints except for putting Gallup on the list.
Pretty much.
I think he's good. I don't think he's top 50 good, And Dak Prescott, like, I can understand it. I'll spoil it now. He's not in my top 50.
I put him low, but he's not high top 50. I put him like 46.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. All right, so here's my top 50. Number 50, this man is very underrated and doesn't get enough credit, and nor does his position get enough credit either, should I say. Center from the Las Vegas Raiders, Rodney Hudson. I think
I
Rodney
almost put him up
Hudson is
there
one of the
too.
most underrated players in the NFL. He's a very good pass blocker and run blocker. I don't think the center position or him, let alone the team he's on, doesn't get enough credit, and I believe, he's the sole piece of that Raiders offensive line.
Yeah, now with Travis Frederick retired, I honestly believe he's probably a top 3 center now.
Yes. Number 49, Kyler Murray. I believe DeAndre Hopkins is going to elevate his game. I think getting a true number 1 receiver is going to elevate his game, but I think Kyler Murray is going to take the next step this year with the Cardinals. Playoff team in a hard division? No, but will they be there? Will they be fighting for a spot? 100%. Number 48, Shaq Barrett of the Tampa Bay Bucks. He had a great breakout season last year, and I think he's going to elevate his game more as well in Tampa Bay, along with that scary front seven in Tampa Bay. Number 46, not 46. I just had to retrack. Minnesota Vikings edge, Danielle Hunter. I probably butchered that.
He's not higher for you?
You know who I'm talking. I think you know who I'm talking
Danielle
about.
Hunter.
Yeah.
He's so good. He's like, you think he's one of the best in the league?
I'm not ready for that yet.
Oh, that's harsh.
Number 5, Aidan. You're gonna probably find this harsh, but I like this guy too. Cameron Jordan.
That low?
Yes,
Oh.
I warned you earlier.
Sure.
Aidan, is my mic having? I think my mic is having problems. Did he just say Cameron Jordan?
Cameron Jordan in the 40s?
Yes.
Are you kidding me? You better not have another D end above him.
I don't. I promise. I don't.
Oy, that's disrespect. Cameron
Jordan.
Jordan was
No, I deserved it. I put Tre'Davious White at 45.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, you guys matched each other. But all I want to say is this: Aidan, last year in my fantasy football league with my friends, we do IDP. Cameron Jordan is my pass rusher, number 2. Baby, finished the highest number 2 in terms of points.
Who was number 1?
Probably Aaron Donald.
Oh yeah, fair.
Trust me, I'm not the best with my list. Next one, Minka. Like you said, Jack, Minka Fitzpatrick of the Pittsburgh Steelers. After that, I think 44, Ronnie Stanley, offensive tackle. Number 43, Zach Martin, unfortunately a Dallas Cowboy. A guard. After that is Mike Evans, wide receiver of the Tampa Bay Bucks. And after that is Chris Jones, the man who just got an extension from the Kansas City Chiefs. That is my 50 to 41.
I like it.
I want to know. I like it. You got some players on there that I don't have, which makes me think, did you guys have any notable snubs that you didn't put in your list at all?
The only snub I know is my list is full of snubs.
Yeah.
I told you, man. I tried with this list. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of any specifics. I mean, I'm sure there's players I probably would have when I was doing it. I was thinking of adding them, but I didn't. I'm trying to only use players that. I'm trying to disinclude rookies because I like to use players that are proven. So probably I'd have to decide on that. I don't know, coming in maybe that probably affected me somewhat.
Yeah.
Yeah, controversy.
Indeed.
All right, so I believe we're winners and losers. Me and Noah are supposed to be winners this week. I'm guessing Noah's winner is the Los Angeles Lakers for beating the Clippers.
Oh, for sure.
And beating the Jazz last night, so I'm pretty sure the Lakers are his winner. Whoever wants to go next, go ahead.
I'll go. So my loser of the week is the Atlanta Braves. They have just lost their ace, Mike Soroka, the 23-year-old ace pitcher, tore his Achilles. That could be huge for the future because that is a tough injury to come back for, and that could affect I think he'll still always be a good pitcher, but this could truly take him down from being an ace for the rest of his career. And also for this season, that is a huge blow to the Atlanta Braves. Now losing Josh Donaldson and Mike Soroka.
Yes.
I gotta say, my loser right now is NCAA football. I think it's not looking great for football to happen this fall for college in any division. I mean, between what's happening with all like the Power Fives have basically I think they've all canceled out of conference play. They're slimming down their schedule. Some of them are trying to move to a spring schedule. The Pac-12, a bunch of players are, unionizing. I don't know if that's the right word since it's college, but grouping together for better rights and better treatment as student athletes. It's going to be an interesting season, and a lot of standout players have opted out. A lot of standout players are probably going to opt out in the next few weeks or months. And there's going to be an NFL draft, so there are probably players who are going to lose their chance at getting drafted or getting signed because of the pandemic.
Trevor Lawrence is like, I'm still going to go number one, whatever.
It's okay because Clemson has a 5-star as their backup.
And my loser might be me right now.
Me.
Hey, listen, you could save me for that list. It's okay.
Currently have the bases loaded, down by 4 with Andrew Benintendi up to bat.
Yeah. Also, Aidan,
who is currently hitting 71.
You can also say we're both losers because our teams lost to each other. We're both so pathetic.
Nice. 2 and 2. We even split it. Neither of us truly won.
Yeah, and both teams lost on the road.
All right.
Oh, yeah. We did, didn't we?
Unfortunately, Aidan, how you told me the Red Sox are losing, I just saw the Marlins score another on the Orioles, so this is just horrible. I have no further comment. My winner, this is the opposite of you, Aidan. I know you're going to say college football is a loser, but my winner is one specific team, one conference. The ACC and Notre Dame. For once, the Notre Dame finally joins a big boy conference. For once.
It keeps getting me.
Are we okay?
Please,
You're good.
When that happens, Aidan, during the video when you post this, just make a special effect that goes like boom, and we get back.
Like really, really bad visual effects of just like an explosion.
Yes.
Notre Dame is my winner. I believe Notre Dame joining a powerful conference, a Power 5 conference, as the ACC could solidify them more. Notre Dame hasn't gotten credit over the years, of course, being in an independent conference, and now I believe putting them in the ACC could help create more chances for them. This is only for this year, of course, but I believe this will help, people think, maybe this Notre Dame team is good, or maybe they will get enough credit in a conference like this. And the ACC needs a boost from another team besides Clemson, and I think Notre Dame provides that boost to the ACC.
So this isn't like an official thing. This is just a 2020 season, right?
Just for this year. And they're eligible to compete for the ACC championship. I would love to see a Clemson-Notre Dame championship.
Yeah, that'd be entertaining.
Yes, finally, some ACC competition. Well, good?
I think we're all set.
Also,
I'm just hoping the Red Sox win this game right now.
For our listeners, tune in for next week. For the first time on Agree to Disagree, we will probably have a special guest appearance.
Go follow our sponsors at 1306. Check them out. Aidan, you do great work on 1306 Sports. You run 1306 Gridiron. Go follow 1306 Gridiron, 1306 FC, 1306 Sports as mentioned, and 1306 Mania. And you can check out my work, check out Aidan's work, check out our podcast, our show on YouTube, whatever. And yeah, I'm Dean Gutik. It's been a great episode with Jack Casello and Aidan Chard saying goodbye and see you next week.